Hey, what's up? I'm Zach, and this is another weekly video devotion. Again, I want to offer us something short to think about, specifically from Proverbs 1:7 this week. And we're going to be focusing on wisdom and the beginning of wisdom and why it matters for us. The verse reads, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Fools despise wisdom and instruction." We're going to start by breaking down that first part of that verse, fear of the Lord. This little phrase probably normally invokes just a sense of physical fear and of being frightened. But really what we're looking at here is a sense of awe and reverence and love for God. It represents a full and whole understanding of God, and it represents a right relationship with God. So this fear of the Lord, this right relationship with God, is connected to wisdom by the fact that it's the beginning. And that's important because it's the foundation for wisdom. The word beginning here can actually be translated into essence. So it could read, the fear of the Lord is the essence of wisdom. So again, you only have wisdom by having this fear of the Lord. The end result of all this is that we don't have wisdom or knowledge without God at the forefront of who we are and what we do. And according to the author of Proverbs, God and our view of God impacts our knowledge and our ability to have wisdom. And to hopefully clarify my point, I want to quote a scholar who studied the Old Testament and the Israelites for the majority of his life. He says, "Israel was, in all seriousness, of the opinion that effective knowledge about God is the only thing that puts man into right relationship with the objects of his perception." So Israel, just like us, could see and touch and study lots of things. They experienced lots of things, but the only way any of that makes sense, the only way any of that was useful, is if they had a right relationship with God. And it's the same for us today. If we have a right relationship with God, if we understand who God is, then the world will start to make sense. We start seeing things that we couldn't see before, and things start connecting that didn't connect before. And that's the reality of what I want to say, is that without God, this world won't make sense, and there's no way that you can live a life of wisdom. And there's lots of information out there, but it's only useful if we look at it through the lens of who God is. And when God becomes a framework of how we do life, then that's when we start making wise decisions based on what we see and what we perceive around us. So for us to implement this, we have to let God shape how we live and how we look at the world. Let God become the framework of how we understand and use information. Put Him first in everything we do, including the way we learn and the way we use our learning. I'll end with this. A simple person who fears God and lives with that knowledge is wiser than a man or a woman who has spent their entire life studying but never acknowledges God. In fact, according to this scripture, the person who rejects God also rejects true knowledge and wisdom, and so becomes a fool. Don't mindlessly run through life searching for truth and for wisdom and trying to do the right thing when you don't acknowledge who God is to you and to this world. You're wasting your time if you're doing that. But acknowledge who God is in your life and let that propel you into living a life of godly wisdom. Think about that throughout the week. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, please contact me. I'll try to help you out and lead you to the right answers. Please go like my video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks, guys. God bless.